Felicity, do us the honor to introduce our guests.
As always, I will. All right, our guest this morning is Mrs. Oshosomi. Did I get that right?
Close enough.
Okay.
Oshosomi.
Okay. Yes. Mrs. Oshosomi Awudu Poppoola. With nearly 2 decades of experience, Mrs. Oshosomi Awudu Poppoola has devoted her career to helping parents feel supported and children feel safe, loved, and free to grow. In 2010, her passion led her to start providing daycare services, as shortly after, she added mobile crèche and play services at events, giving parents the time and space to enjoy the special moments with their little ones, or while their little ones were cared for. In 2013, she organized Petite Glam, Nigeria's foremost children's fashion event, where child models aged 3 to 12 years walked the runway, modeling a wide variety of locally made children's outfits to the delight of their parents and other guests. Now, this event helped to promote parent-child bonding and foster community cohesion through a wide variety of family-oriented activities. In 2023, driven by a vision to empower children's mind with renewed light and joy, she started Coats of New Colors, an initiative that helps to transform and rehabilitate one trapped children's play area at a time, turning them into bubbly havens of imagination and creativity. In 2025, she founded the Bud and Bloom Initiative, a platform that champions body safety awareness and advocacy for children. Through this work, she equips parents with tools to be trusted, guides, and empowers children with the courage to say no to discomfort and abuse. All this evolved into Sabel Angel's Nest, a more encompassing family support service center that, in addition to childcare, also provides counseling and community support to young couples, parents, and caregivers. For Oshosomi, supporting families isn't just a profession. It's a calling to ease the burden on parents, protect the innocence of childhood, and create communities where families thrive. As both a practitioner and advocate, she sits at the intersection of service and thought leadership, inspiring parents, educators, and policymakers alike to invest in stronger systems of support and protection for children. And that's who we have here in the studio this morning.
Yes, I'm an amazing personality. You're welcome.
Welcome once again.
Your profile is fully packed, and I'm so happy for what you're doing out there and how supportive you have been for parents and also the children as well. So what really inspired you to start up this daycare service and family support system and program? What was your drive or your push?
Okay, so from NYSC days, I served in a school and I served with children. So from the nursery upwards, and at the moment I realized I love working with children. I love the innocence of kids. When they're laughing, they're smiling, they're talking, saying things that that are intriguing. At that point, I knew I wanted to work with children, and so that birthed the idea to start a daycare. And then growing, of course, maturing, you realize that women have it tough. They have to sacrifice their bodies to give birth. Then they have to, in like 3 months or so, go back to work, or even if they're housewives, they have to start to, in no time, go back to doing chores, going to markets and all of that. Or if they run their own business. And I was like, okay, it would be a nice way to give some sort of comfort to them, to take their children from them, care for them in the best way, them knowing that their children are loved and cared for in a homely environment while they do what they have to do. Rest assured that their child is fine. I think that's a great support you can give any mother, especially a new mother. So that was what that's what birthed the daycare and family support.
Wow.
Eventually.
Wow, that's amazing, because trust me, I know it's not easy to deal with kids, especially new born kids, first, second year.
Have no idea what they're saying.
Toddlers,
Stop, exactly.
So how do you care for them? Do you have like support? Do you have workers, or you do all of it yourself?
Oh no.
the way you open your eyes, like, oh no.
So let's focus on the fact that I love playing with children. So my work there is to play with the kids, engage them, give them activities to do, and check out their development stage by stage. So I have nannies who actually work with the children, who care for them, who nurture them in terms of the cleaning, the feeding, and all of that. They also assist in teaching. When I say teaching, through play. So reading books to them, giving them blocks to play with, all the different sensories that they need to develop. And so they're professionals, and so they are employed to do that as well. So I engage as well, but I do have help.
Okay. Now let's talk about Petite Glam. Okay. The fashion runway event you have for children. Yes. Now, what birthed that idea?
Okay, at the time, my sister started a clothing outfit using Afrocentric fabrics and items to make children's clothing. And, the combination was I was working with children, she was making children's clothing, and it was just to get the also come to a place where they could have activities with the children. So the one way to showcase what Nigeria, at the time, that was when we were trying to promote the whole local fabric, make your things locally, buy locally, and all
consume
that.
Locally.
Yes. So we're trying to promote that as well. So we keyed into that to engage parents and children on the runway, because children like to model. I mean, by the time I went out there were lots of models who were willing to come on board. Parents were willing for the children. It also boosts their confidence, so parents were willing to have the children come on. And then there were other activities as well that we put in there to create that bond between parents and children, because parents tend to go to work early in the morning, come back late. Sometimes they don't have time to engage with their children at home, and so they leave it to either the nannies or teachers at school to do that. And some of them tend to lose out on the growth of their child. So it's just different activities that we could come up with to put together to enhance that relationship, encourage bonding, not just with the kids, but also between couples. So that was what birthed Petite Glam. It was just that, really.
Yeah, I actually think, the Petite Glam idea is actually a very brilliant one, because I know growing up, I would see supermodels, on the screen. I'd be like, oh, I love those models. I'm almost like, so you want to be naked on TV? You want to be naked on TV, I mean? So the idea, your own idea of, enhancing or making parents bond with your children, as you mentioned, they're always busy. So it's like them coming out to support their kids, see them in colorful attire, which is actually very nice.
Very, very nice. So how did Bud and Bloom initiative come about? Where did that inspiration come from?
Okay, that's very personal to me, because I was molested as a child, and I know the effect it had on me growing up in terms of my personality, how I interact with people, and the fears that I had. Some of these things I didn't know were the outcome of what happened in the past. And so, but of course, as I aged, got to know myself better, matured, interacted with people, with counselors and therapists, you get to understand what the effect is on the individual as they grow. And so that was what birthed, because I say a whole lot of it still taking place in terms of molestation and abuse of children. Working in the childcare space, you find that a lot of children are abused by people who are closest to them, family members, family friends, not just the girls, but also the boys. So the idea is to create that awareness and advocacy for children to understand that it's okay to say no when you feel uncomfortable, just to teach them, to understand their body first of all, know what their body means to them, how precious it is to them, and then to protect them from the people who want to cause them harm, the people that they're meant to trust as the ones causing the harm. And so that's my own experience is what birthed the idea.
So now that we're talking about child molestation and abuse, that's a very sensitive
and I'm
topic.
very interested in this.
Yes, I'm very interested.
Very, very
so now, what do you think we can do to help as a society? How do we create this awareness for those that have been abused and to prevent more kids from being abused? How do we do this?
It starts from the parents. It starts from the parents. As much as we're trying to put a whole lot of work on them, it starts from home. When you educate your children from young to understand their body, how it works, and how to say no to uncomfortable situations. Because at the time, most of us, when we're growing up, let me see, some of us, we tend to be shy.
Yeah.
And so when we're being molested, we're unable to speak.
To speak up, yeah.
Yes, I remember I couldn't tell my mom at the time. I definitely couldn't tell my dad.
The reason why, do you think the reason why you couldn't speak at that time was because of maybe how strict your parents were? No, or because you weren't so close to your parents?
My dad was strict, yes, I would say that. But my mom was pretty, calm. Yes, she was laid back. Well, when I say laid back, she was welcoming.
Yeah.
And she was welcoming to talking about any and everything. So I was very close to my mom, actually, very, very close. So it wasn't about the relationship with my parents. It was just, I was just shy. Yes, I just didn't feel it was okay to talk about because it was best of my cousin. And so it was difficult for me to own up to. I didn't even understand what was going on in the first place. Let me just start from there. I didn't understand what exactly was going on, and the way he painted it was okay. And then this was my cousin, so I didn't see anything.
Someone you trusted.
Someone I trusted, and then when we're not, when he's not being naughty, we're playing with every other person. And so it seemed like, okay, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I just didn't feel comfortable telling my mom at the time until she noticed. And there was some withdrawal and all of that, and she noticed me coming out from a particular room at a certain time when I shouldn't have been coming out from there. So that was when she noticed that and she picked on it. So it starts with the parents. Once the parents are able to notice, watch the kids, study them, their character, their behavior. Yes, we say it's sensitive to what they say, how they react around them and all of that. And so when you're able to pick it from there, you're able to teach them, nurture them, help them understand that it's not okay to be touched. Yes, by the wrong person in the wrong areas.
So how can we, because you said something, you said children are most molested by who they are meant to trust.
Yes.
So how do we bridge this gap? How do we make them see family as family and see who is assaulting you, who is abusing you as an abuser? Like, how do we communicate with them? You can't tell a child, you can obviously tell a child that when you're touched inappropriately, let me know I'm your mother. But when they are being touched inappropriately by family, it's very hard to communicate that to them. That's trying to make them understand before it happens. So how do you best communicate to kids to tell them, or if this person touches you inappropriately, regardless of who they are, family, let me know, or it's very bad. So how do you put it out there to them?
So because they're kids, you can't be so direct.
Yes.
So we have activities that we run with them. We have games that we play. We have songs that we sing, nursery rhymes that we make up as it goes by here. So you're engaging them. It becomes something that they repeat from time to time. With the idea is to also teach teachers so they can sing or carry out those activities with the children in the classroom. So it's something that's repeated often. And so they get to understand that, okay, when this is happening, I should tell my mom. You have to let them know who to speak to. So if it's their head teacher or their class teacher, their mom, their dad, they're informed who to speak to, who to trust. And sometimes it could also be the dad who's molested. So at this point, it's just to let them know that, regardless of who it is, always let us know. So we use songs, we use activities, fun activities, so they get to assimilate it, to understand what you're saying, to play. That's the only way to start from. So but the older they are, the more understanding, discerning they are, so you can be more vocal and more direct as to how you want them to stay away from what. So, but unfortunately, as from age 7, 8, the damage has already been done. So the idea is to catch them very young.
All right, now I would really like for us to talk about sex education. A lot of parents, Nigerian parents, do not feel comfortable talking to their children about sex or educating them on sex. But I personally feel it's very important. Growing up, my parents did not discuss that with me, but I was a very smart kid, and there were certain things I saw growing up, and I knew, no, this was wrong. Like, this is very wrong. But a lot of children do not have, the luxury of knowing these things. Now, at what age do you think? And again, people say, the children we have these days, the Gen Alphas, the Gen Zs are very, very smart. So, what age do you think it's appropriate for parents to talk? Because when I don't like to say only mothers, I like to include the father too. Yes. What age do you think is appropriate for parents to speak to their children on sex education, both the male and female children?
From age 5, 6 is actually the time, because you find that some girls start their periods as early as 7. Yes, I've actually witnessed one start as early as 6, which was weird. But there are always those one-offs. So as early as possible. So from 6, I think, is ideal, because they understand what's going on. They are more knowledgeable than you think. Kids are very smart. Children are very smart right from infancy. So the earlier we can get in there, of course, you have to speak to them based on their age. You don't just go so direct, for the young ones. You have to bring it to them softly and gently from that age. Make them understand, because some of them are already having friends in their classroom who they tend to go to corners and start, I don't know if you ever played
practicing things.
I did that. So as innocent as it may seem, some of them actually get up to a lot of stuff. They may not understand what they're doing. They may just be doing what they see their mothers practicing, do, or their uncles and aunties do, or sometimes still helps in the house. So you from 5, 6, I think is right to start talking about.
All right. Now, there's this case. Happened like 5 years ago. But I'm glad this case has been brought up again. I'm sure you must have seen it, about the younger Ochanya that was abused, by her cousin, and then also the father, that's her uncle, by her uncle. And I've been following up on this story. I followed up on it back then, and I even thought justice was actually, like she got justice, but then I just realized I was hearing or reading stories that these people are still working free, and this girl is dead now. Now, apparently, the aunt was aware. Even her cousins, the females, were also aware. And these people are still on social media, they are influencers, and even making excuses. And I even saw one where one of the abuser's sister, who is a cousin, was her cousin, said, she was, dressed seductively, and all of that.
That's usually
the victim blaming. We have this culture of always victim blaming people. Now, when it comes to, these trainings do you have them with parents too?
Yes, definitely, with parents, with teachers, with caregivers.
Okay, so now how do you educate them now in cases of, when you find out your child is being abused? Most people do not know how to act. For some parents, they say, oh, it's so shameful. We need to, hush, hush. We need to keep quiet about this thing. Exactly. And then for some other people, people act differently. So how do you teach them to, react? Let's say, for example, like a mom or a father just discovers that, or discover that their child is being abused. What step do you advise them to take?
First off, calm down. It's not the end of the world. Safety of the child is paramount. Make sure she's okay, mentally and physically. Go for checkups depending on the level of abuse. Go for checks, make sure she's okay physically, and then just talk to your child. Embrace your child. Let your child know that it's okay. Being abused is not the end of the world. Try not to stigmatize yourself, because some victims actually are angry at themselves for being in that situation, not realizing that they are not the ones who put themselves in that situation. So make them realize that it's okay. Everything will be all right. Calm them down. Be there for them as a support. First off, let them know that they can trust you with any information. Being able to be vulnerable with you and be open, and that's the start of it. Then take them for therapy. We do not
therapy.
In this country, not just yet. It's getting there, well, slowly. We're getting there, but we still find it like, when we mention therapy, like that's for weak people, that's for the foreigners, But we actually need therapy, everyone. So you take the child for therapy, counseling, make sure that they understand what has happened. Let them know that it's okay, to forgive yourself first. Forgive the person, the person who has molested you, because you have to let go of it. To move on. If you don't let go, it's going to be a tough journey going. And so the start is showing them love, comfort, support, be there for them. Listen to everything let them be able to express themselves to you, and then take it from there.
Okay, so now I think we have taken it up there. Let's come down and breathe.
Yeah, let's come down a bit.
Yes. So now, talking about you, what impact has Court of New Colors made so far? And do you have like a rehabilitation center for abused kids? Because I feel like if it's not addressed, they might grow up with traumas and then pass it on, and it goes on and on. They'll pass the traumas to the generations and generations, and it's going to cause damages, especially to society too. So, starting from the impact Court of New Colors has made so far to the rehabilitation.
Okay, so Court of New Colors is basically transforming spaces for children to colorful, nice, vibrant spaces for play and for learning, and depends on where it is. So I would say the impact it's had is it just makes the children vibrant. It's lifted up their spirits. I haven't done many spaces just yet. It's still a very new project, but I would say that I've worked on 3 spaces so far, and for me it was the joy of the kids coming into the space. Let's say they left the space on a Thursday, and they didn't come in until the following week, Monday. And they came in, and the bright eyes, the oohs and the ahs, the excitement, it lifted their morale to learn, to play. One of it was a children's church, and so they left on Sunday, came back to transform space the next Sunday, and it was amazing. And we found parents coming there to take pictures, and take pictures with their children. And so it actually encouraged the parents to come and spend time with the children in the church, children's church space, of which on other occasions they would just drop them, go when they're done, come to pick them up. But they actually spent time with the kids there, understood how service was going on over there and all of that, and the excitement it brought to all of them was what does it for me. The other space was the school, so was it a baby room in the school, and so the transformation it lifted for the school itself. Parents coming to see the new space, happy with it, and encouraging business for them as well. So I think it's just inspiring to see children happier in the space they are learning or playing. It just lifts them up, it just brightens up their spirits. So that's it. With that.
All right. I still have so many questions to ask, and I'm very sure Felicity also has questions to ask. But we need to go on a break. We need to breathe. Come back. That's what I really need to do right now. We good now?
I've been good.
I feel we needed that break.
Yeah.
Sure.
So now, it takes a whole person to make someone whole. It takes a happy person to make someone happy. So how do you stay motivated to cater for both parents and the kids, to connect them together? How do you do it?
Okay, so I will say first my faith. So I connect to my faith. I'm a Christian, and so I draw inspiration, I draw strength from the Holy Spirit, from God, to uplift me, to encourage me, and so I don't play with that at all. So in my own way, so I take from my faith, and then I have an amazing husband.
Oh, that's so sweet. I can see it's super
shout out to him.
Shout out to your husband.
Yes, I have an amazing husband, and so he gives me the encouragement, even when I don't think I need it. I come home and he just opens his arms and I just melt in, and I'm like, oh gosh, I needed that, and so he speaks word of life into me as well, and so that encourages me, gives me the strength to keep pushing. To say, okay, I just might be doing something right. And so yes, he gives me that support that I definitely need. I'm able to run through things through him, with him, by him, and he's able to give me an unbiased and objective take on things, how I've analyzed things. Excuse me, sorry. How I've seen, how I see things and how I handle things. So he's able to guide as well my thought process. So with that, I'm able to breathe, relax, and then also get inspiration. Yes.
So all we need to do is to get a very good support system.
Support system.
Very important.
Very important.
Vital. Be in your family, because I also have an amazing family support, my brothers, my sister, my mom, and amazing friends as well. So just have a great support system, and then I think you're good to go.
All right. Now, I would really like for us to talk about collaboration. First of all, are you open to collaborations?
Definitely.
So, are you currently working with either, government organizations or NGOs or international organizations?
At the moment, no, I'm not. I'm flying solo for now.
Okay.
Of course, with the hope to collaborate with international bodies, with other NGOs. For now, I'm just doing it on a small scale to grow baby steps, and then definitely collaborations will take place. I'm very open to it, and I'm hoping that comes soon. But I feel it's good to be grounded in what you're doing. To start off, let them see the potential of what you're doing, your capability as well, and that with that, they know that, okay, we can trust this person with either our fund, whichever way of support collaboration that they want to come in. They're able to trust the brand, the person, the individual. They see the impact that you've made and know that you're genuine. And so with that, I'm trying to lay that foundation so that when I go and seek that support or collaboration, they will be more than willing to jump in. Yes.
Now, I really want for you to talk about challenges. What you're doing is not easy. And I want to know, I mean, there probably have been times where you felt like, you know what, this is too much,
Every day.
Oh, okay. So how are you able to navigate through these challenges?
First off, I ride on the fact that I have passion for it. And so with that, I'm able to push through those challenges. But the challenges come definitely with when you don't have those doors opening easily because maybe you don't know the right people or not enough people believing in the idea or the initiative. I've been to places where I've wanted to provide the advocacy for the awareness for body and safety for children in schools, and they haven't accepted the offer. It's supposed to be free, but they haven't accepted it, and I think that's because they don't see the importance of it just yet. If they did, I think they would be more than willing to jump on it. So I think the challenge is lack of awareness. So the idea is to push that awareness, try and let people understand the importance of the initiatives that I run. And I think with that, the challenges will be less. So lack of awareness, I dare say, time. There's not enough time. So because I have quite a lot I'm juggling, being able to dedicate time to each one to perfect it sometimes can be challenging. So I have to sit back, breathe, and say, okay, so we take one at a time. So I focus on this one, and I don't feel like the other is suffering because I know that I'll still get to it. So I would say time, lack of awareness, and I think I would say that's it for now.
Okay. Okay. So now, what would you advise women or people that are planning to toe this line of business? Because you said it now that it's almost so overwhelming having to juggle so many things at the same time. So what are the things they need to know to put them on track? So if they want to toe into this line of business, they will know what to do and what not to do.
First off, don't go into it for money. Or I would say let money not be the first thing that you're after.
The driving force here.
That money will not come anytime soon. The rewards are limitless. They're just joy that you see, you're able to put on people's faces. First off, I think is more rewarding than any amount of money that you can receive. Money is good. Money is great. I want to make money at some point, but I would say try not to go into it with money being the
first money mindset.
On your mind. And have passion for people. You have to love people to come into this line, to toe into this line, because it's with the love of people and for people that's what will drive you to want to help, because it's really helping. You're helping in various forms. You're helping in developing a child for a parent who may not have the time to do that. You're supporting the parents to make sure that their child is well brought up and giving them time to do their own thing. You're supporting parents and couples to help them stay together, happy, form a great family, which in turn helps the society and the community. So you have to love people to encourage them to love themselves and love one another. So love people, don't make money the first thing, have passion for people and helping, because it's always termed charity.
Yeah.
Almost. Yes. You always have to find where can I make money this day? There's no money. But this person is going to be happy. I'm good with that. And I promise you, the money will come. Because you'll find people who will be willing to support that cause. By the time they see the difference you're making, that money will come. So the value you're able to bring, thank you for that. The value that you're giving will bring the money.
Bring the money.
Yes, it will.
So do you have any trainings going on right now, or have you had some past before now? And when is the next training, if there is any?
Okay, so the first training will be coming up in December.
Okay.
And that's for couples. So I'm focusing on couples because I've been dealing with children. I've had training for children and all of that. So now I want to focus on couples to get husband and wife to, to engage, to connect. There's a whole lot of poor communication in homes. No time as well for each other because the one is working, the woman is working. And so the next training is to help them learn how to communicate with each other, handle difficulties that may be coming up in the home, learn how to manage each other's excesses.
Yeah,
we all have excesses.
Yeah, we do.
So learn how to manage each other's excesses and then just learn to have fun with each other. Regardless of the circumstances you're in, learn to have fun. Me and my husband have a great lot of fun just at home. We can be at home.
Yeah.
Even if there's no light, we don't want to put on the gen. There's a time I remember and at night there was no light and he wanted to go turn on the gen. I was like, oh, hang about, let's have the in-house club.
Yeah.
And so we have a speaker and so we put on the speaker and we started dancing in the corridor.
Wow.
We were sweating. By the time we were like, okay, go turn on the gen. And that was something memorable.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'm sitting down and having a bad day and I'm thinking, what's that good thing I want to think about? What do I want to draw from to give me that?
Yeah.
To think about those little things, those little moments where there was no light. It wasn't a bad situation. This gen of this picture was good. But, we took advantage of the fact that, there's no light. Let's turn it. We put on torchlight too, so it was like this. And so when you sit back and you think about those moments, it makes you smile. And it just makes you realize that life is not that hard, Joe.
It's not that hard. Honestly, it's really not that hard.
It's not that hard. And so those are the kind of things that we're hoping that a lot of couples, young couples especially, because they're the ones who are just getting to understand each other, getting to know each other. So there'll be disagreements, things that you didn't, I didn't see this guy behave like this when we were busy. When he was busy taking to all those nice places. Is this stingy me? What's going on? So helping them get through those stages because once you're able to pass that stage, it's bliss from there. So the next year is coming in December.
All right, but I really like for you to, because time is fast spent on the show, but I really like for you to, advise our parents out there. What would you advise them to do in whatever situation, when it comes to bonding, when it comes to awareness, when it comes to, realizing or knowing when your kids or your kid or children are being abused, just give them an advice.
Okay, so first off, be a family, make time for each other. Work is good, but it shouldn't come above your family. Your children, and even those who don't have children, put each other first. Your family comes first. Listen to your children when they talk, no matter what it is they're saying. Sometimes they may be blabbing, but in that blabbing, they're passing a message. Some of them don't have the confidence to say what they're trying to say. So some act it out. Understand why they're acting
the way they're acting,
especially if it's different from their normal behavior. Watch your kids, understand them, draw them close, spend time with them, make time for them. And make time for each other as a couple, husband and wife, because your children are watching you, and it's what they see that they would
project.
Yes. So if you show kindness to each other, your children will automatically show kindness to each other and to others as well. And so make time for yourself and your family. Have open communication with your children. Don't shut them up. Don't devices. Less devices at home. That seems to be a wall that comes between parents, children, and then couples as well. So let's have less devices, let's have less time for devices when we're home and more time for each other. That human communication and interaction makes a whole lot of difference. And then peace together. So good like that. So find what works for both of you. And then right on that.
Find a balance.
Find a balance.
Okay,
That's
now,
beautiful.
so since you're open for collaboration, can you share your social media handles and your phone number in case any of our viewers or collaborators will want to reach out to you?
Yes.
I would really love to collaborate with anyone who is interested in supporting our initiative, which is the Bottom Blue Initiative for Body and Safety for Children. So our social handle is on Instagram, Sable Angels Nest. Sable Angels Nest. That's SABLANGLSNEST. That's it.
Okay,
Right.
your phone number?
My phone number is 0812-578-6232.
Okay, that's
Yes.
amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
I sure did.
Oh, you came with all the
Thank
energy.
you. Yes, thank you for sharing, the experience.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And I mean, thank you for sharing your experience with us on the
it's
show
really
too.
not easy to have done that.
Yeah.
That's so bold of you.
I have to, because I'm trying to set an example for others.
Yeah, as it should be. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you. And if we give you a call to join us, you're going to.
Sure.
Oh,
I had a good time with you.
amazing.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, our viewers. Thank you so much for sticking by, staying with us on the program today. See you same time, same station tomorrow. And make sure you spend time with your kids. Try to bond with your kids, connect with your kids. And with your partner, if you don't have kids yet, bond well with your partner. Do not dwell on their flaws, but dwell on their strength. Dwell on the light parts and just bring out the best in them. Learn to nurture your partner. Learn to nurture your kids, because that way you're going to get the very best version of them and of yourself too. See you